All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to more Black Desert. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day today. We're doing our first update video for January, and basically every month I like to do a weekly progress report update video and just telling you what's going on, what's happening. I've made a few videos of like the goals of this month, but just to show you a little bit of what I've actually done. The first week of January, honestly, like, it's been all over the place with New Year's and everything. But I've always said that January was going to be a little weird month because in November and December, you guys have seen my videos, and we had a clear goal in mind of going for tongue-grad rings, right? So in 2 months, we got 2 of them, which is basically like 200 billion silver. And yeah, so now it's actually a little difficult because there's a lot of goals that I want to do, but obviously a lot of them are very expensive and time consuming. So one thing I thought I would do this month is when I grind, I would put Capris into my Nuver because I wanted to do more PvP and stuff. So we went from 0 to 3 in about a week, and obviously it's not that much, but I mean, it's a good start. And other goals we have are, we've been buying costumes because at the end of the month, we're going to be thinking about what we're going to do. And then that might be a goal for next month, right? So we currently have 10 costumes, which is about 6,000 crown stones. In terms of silver, we don't really have a lot this time around, but we have 10 costumes and another one on order. So basically, how much are these? 840. So I would say about, like, if I were to 840 times 10, 8.4, and then another one on order. So that's like 9.2 billion in costumes. And one big thing that we actually bought today was a pen butcher knife. And I figured that would be a small upgrade to push our mastery up. It was about 12 billion silver, 11.9. And so basically our goal, or our first week back, we made a little bit under 20 billion. And honestly, that's a lot. So what I did to get that, aside from grinding, was, as you guys know, the whole crystal system has been released. And I wanted to go over that a little bit. And I made a dedicated video for all the crystals that I use. So for like PvP, PvE, beginner stuff as well. So I just want to do a quick rundown of what I had. So this is my PvE one. For the most part, it's the same as before. The important ones would be the Ak rods, because these are the PvE crystals that people use. And honestly, all of these are the same. I don't personally know what the best setup is, but the things I've swapped out are the helmet ones, and the helmets I replaced with Rebellious because these give extra AP against monsters, and that's about it. Like, that's what you want. Compared to my PvP setup, I always had these Harpias in my helmet before the system. And so what that was extra damage to humans. And then, of course, we had PvP crystals in there. But that's about it. So, like, the difference is PvE crystals here and rebellious ones for PvE. Then for PvP is human damage for the most part. I feel like you could get away with taking out your Vipers for PvE. But honestly, like, I don't know. I'm just keeping them because they seem to work, and I don't know what I'd replace it with, but that's how it goes. For life skilling, gonna be honest, I don't have everything done. So basically, for life skilling, what I have is durability reduction. You can only have 2 of these, unfortunately. So we have that, and then you can only have 2 of these. So energy crystals, because I didn't know what else to put, so extra 10 plus 10, 20 extra energy. And a few things I was thinking about putting into these leftover slots were dim, wait, what are these called? Dim magic crystal. Yeah, so like these crystals, I've been thinking about putting these in for the gathering ones. You can only have 2 per, so I mean, just like put all your life skill ones into there. I think there might be some better crystals for life skills, but I'm not too sure. But either way, the ones I would put are gathering, cooking, alchemy, processing probably, and that's about it. And that's for all the life skill stuff. So aside from that, we have our future evasion build one that we're just saving. I assume we're gonna be doing this for basically the same thing, PvP, but instead of certain ones, various other ones, we probably just do evasion setup for that one. And then this is our beginner one, which I covered in my other video. I know I'm missing a crystal that's easily replaceable, but yeah, so this is the one I'll be using on like low level characters or new characters, things that I wouldn't really be too concerned about losing these crystals. So basically we have Whom crystals, and I might actually take out this rebellious one and put like another Whom if I wanted to. So yeah, you just put Whoms in there, 4 Whoms if you want to. Critical crystals, these are very cheap. Precisions, also very cheap. And the basic special evasions and Kydex Adventure, which is for basically XP gains. So yeah, these are the beginner crystals I would set up. You could do 4 Whoms in here as well, not a big deal. And then the 2 crystals over here for like Garmoth and stuff, but I'm not putting any slots in there just because there is 0 shot on putting a Garmoth's Heart into a low level character. So I assume these are going to be locked on other characters that aren't my main, and so that would just be a waste. So anyway, with the stuff we have here, probably 4 Whoms, and these are just crystals I wouldn't mind if I for some reason died and lost them. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So yeah, that's my crystal setup. As you guys know, crystals have went up and gone down in price. There are a lot of things that I wanted to show you. So like, for all of you who struggled to get special evasion crystals back in the day, you can buy them now because the price, remember when they were like 330 mil each? I would just like, if you can afford it, which I would say people who are at this point of upgrading, you can afford a 1.3 billion. So yeah, make sure to get the Jin special evasions for 1.4. I think those are worth it. But other than that, as a new player, these are just fine. 5 mil, not even 4 mil. Just buy those. Where are the other ones? These things have been going down in price. Like, yeah, do you see how that spike? And then they're going to be going down in price. So if you have a little bit of patience, I feel like in a day or two, they'll probably go down under 800, and then that would be the time to buy them. So yeah, if you need it, I would just wait a few days because this whole crystal system is pretty new. And yeah, everything is kind of like at the peak right now, and everything is slowly going down. So yeah, the system, pretty interesting. And some crystals that I think like these are, I don't know, they could be good, maybe not. One thing I was actually thinking of was this one. I might do this for both PvP and PvE. 1 adamantine and 1 giant for my defensive for both PvP and PvE. But I'm not too sure. It's something I'm gonna have to play with before I like commit to anything. And so, yeah. Other than that, this month has been a little bit wonky because like I don't really know. I have goals in mind, but I don't really have a set goal of what I want to do because progression on the 2 last pieces of pen gear I need on earrings is very difficult. well, not difficult, very time consuming. They're the most expensive pieces I'd need and very minimal upgrades. So what I was thinking about doing was saving enough costumes and just swinging on a Labresca helmet, and then if that goes, the Fallen God, we're gonna have to get these to Tet at some point. It's a 5% chance on a 245 stack. Not the greatest, but here we are. And so, yeah, here's where we're at. And so if you want to see all the crystals that I have, that's basically it. There's a lot of combinations. I think it's a good system. Definitely long overdue. And something they should have had, like, literally years ago. But I'm glad it's finally here. So if you are a new player and you're very confused about this, don't worry. You just... Okay, so here's how I would describe this to a new player. You see how it says max number of crystals times 2? That's how many you could put in there, obviously. And then you just figure out what you think you might need, and that's where you go. So if, for example, all you do is PvE and you just go killing mobs and stuff hours and hours, that's all you do, you might want to add stuff that like increases AP against monsters and just stack damage, right? If all you do is care about like leveling, you just stack XP. So in a sense, it's a little bit easier, but I also understand that there's a lot of crystals in the game and people get confused. So I have a video, feel free to go watch it, and I'll leave a link in the description if I remember to, so check that out. It's on the channel, like my PvE crystals and whatnot. So yeah, this month is a little bit weird. Hopefully you guys are gonna stick around for that, and I don't know. It's kind of like, I have a lot of goals that I want to do, but there's no clear direction because I do want a Pen Disto at some point. I also want Pen Dawns for, you know, just PvP. I also want to upgrade my life skilling a little bit. And you guys may or may not have seen episode 1 of my enhancing for our Pen Monos clothes. And that one's a fun one. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's been kind of wild. I think I'm just like progressing my account in general. Like, I don't have a clear goal this month, but I guarantee in February, like, all I'm doing right now is putting orders on various costumes and then hoping I get them. And yeah. And then once February comes around and we have a clear goal, like, what are we gonna do with all those costumes? We're gonna melt them for crons, and probably, realistically, we're probably gonna do Tet attempts on our Labresca and Fallen God. Whichever one goes first, it doesn't really matter. Like, realistically, I don't know. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series so far. I think if I were to give you an estimate, like I enjoy doing every week, I would say I made about 15 billion silver grinding, and then the rest of it was just selling the crystals that I had extras that are super high. So for all of you who had a character with your main crystals and you had a tag character, it gave you like 2 crystals for the price of 1, right? So I have a lot of like backup crystals that they just gave us. And so that's why people were selling their extras, because it's a lot of silver. Because, yeah, look, see? It's just extra billions of silver I have, and like 15 billion worth of crystals and everything. So yeah, don't know what I'm doing with it. And I guess I'll just save them. There's no need for me to sell these crystals. It's just gonna, if I ever die grinding a new spot, we have backups. That's good. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting. This is the waiting room for the new region coming out. I believe later this month is the Megu, the new class is coming out again. Like, I know you guys heard, obviously, the Wusa and Megu. I think I'm gonna actually do the Megu, and we have our slot saved for that one when they introduce a new one. So our Wusa is level 61. It's basically done with season, and we still have the timepiece for Fugar. So whenever the new class comes out, we're going to be like timepiecing the new one over, and just it's going to be done on day one. I can assure you that. So yeah, that's about the first week of January's progress update. What have you guys been doing, and what are your goals for the month? And hopefully you guys make your gains. If you haven't used your Jay's hammer and everything, if your goals are like Pen Black Star, Fallen God, and all that stuff, Labresca, hopefully you guys get your thing and make some gains as well. For me, it's just going to be a very confusing month because I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll think about it. And with that said, I think I am going to go grind somewhere for an hour and just chill out for the night. So I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day.